So another IPL comes to an end. I've been very fortunate to have been associated with this, quite simply the greatest cricket tournament in the world, outside of the World Cups, but the greatest franchise tournament in the world by a long distance from the time it first started when we were taking this leap into the unknown in 2008. We were back to playing home and away. That made it a little tiring, but don't ever forget that this IPL is a grueling affair for the players, for all of us. We're all part of this traveling jamboree. We experience our highs. We get a bit taken aback by the amount of toxicity and abuse that accompanied at times on social media, but all that was overcome by the joy of seeing so many young cricketers come up. And the joy of seeing someone who at 42 is still turning up with an extraordinary work ethic, still creating a fabulous environment in that Chennai Super Kings change room, in that Chennai Super Kings family almost. And you talk to people, you talk to the Rahanes of this world, the Raidus, the Tushar Deshpandes. He'll tell you his role. If he's annoyed, he'll tell you, but he will respect your ability to fulfill that role. And that is what, say, someone like Rahane said he absolutely enjoyed this year in the Tata IPL. That is what MS Dhoni does. As I said, he's 42. He showed signs of emotion. Was he slowing down? I think he realized that as a batter, there was only that much that he could do. And so he played these tapas-like portions, little portions, because that's what he was capable of. But as a keeper, he was still supreme. That stumping of Shubman Gill in the final was vintage MS Dhoni. I've always enjoyed chatting with him because I think he is very frank. He's very upfront. You can ask him what you want. He can be candid. He can come back at you and tell you if you didn't like the question, he won't answer it. But he was always very candid. I got to do 3 presentations with him this year, and each one of them was an absolutely memorable affair. And one of those at Jaipok, we just could not start talking because nobody leaves that ground till they have heard what their Talai has to say. The bond between MSD and CSK is, in all the years of the IPL so far, the greatest bond that there has been. And there have been many. Rohit Sharma and Sachin Tendulkar and the Mumbai Indians, Virat Kohli and RCB, that is a very, very powerful, strong bond. But MSD and CSK is something else. I mean, he just appears on screen while he's sipping something and the crowd goes berserk. He comes out and the crowd goes berserk. And he delivers. I thought that last conversation that I had with him, he was chatting with Hardik Pandya before the presentation was going along, and I was trying to catch his eye. And I sort of said to him, I said, the last time when you won, I said that you can be proud of the legacy you've left behind. I said, would you want, if I can start with that? And he just smiled at me and said, as always, you can ask me what you want, but my answer is ready. And I spent the next 10 minutes thinking, my answer is ready. Is he about to tell me he's going to retire? Is he going to tell me something else? And so while I'm doing the other interviews, my mind is actually going round and round with what MS has to say. And then when he said it all began here in Ahmedabad, that he actually sat in the dugout, had tears. Can you imagine this man who never betrays any emotion says he's sitting in that dugout and he's got tears? And after the presentation was over and he was, as usual, wonderfully candid, and he spoke his mind and he spoke out what it meant to be CSK and that he needed to give back to the people who supported him that much. He then actually went round the ground because there were pockets in the ground where the CSK faithful in Ahmedabad had not left, and he still waved to them. What is it about chatting with MS? I don't know, honestly. It's just that I think he's very forthcoming. I enjoy talking to him, and when he finishes, that's one thing I'll miss enormously.